Hey there, it's Dean Mannix, and this vlog's on the first must-have sales kickoff conversation. And the first conversation you need to have is with yourself. If your sales results are not where you want them to be, the primary cause is likely to be internal rather than external. You see, confidence is critical. And we cover that off in conversation number 7, but all the confidence in the world without intrinsic motivation to perform will not enable you to break free of what I call the budget and bill paying cycle. You see, most salespeople lack the motivation to perform in the top 13% because their goals are controlled by others. Their work rate and commitment to skill improvement are determined by what it takes to pay their bills and achieve their boss's budget. Now, there are two major problems with that. The first is your boss did not define the budget by determining how much you needed to sell to live an amazing quality of life. They didn't determine the budget by asking what sales goals will enable Dean to earn enough to move into a better house, remove all of his debt, and take all the financial stress out of his family's life. That was not the question he or she was asking when they set the budget. And for nearly every salesperson, it's very unlikely that simply hitting budget is going to deliver a truly better quality of life for you and your family if you've got one. The second challenge with this is that it's very difficult to get motivated if the only thing you're striving to do is pay the bills. You see, most of us are motivated up to the point the bills are paid, but once the fear of not being able to pay them is gone, so is our motivation to do additional prospecting and make additional sales. You must know why it's important to go beyond the boss's budget and the bills. The more you connect personal goals that matter to you and those that you really care about to your sales performance, the more likely it is that you're going to do what it takes to move into that 13%. And remember, 13% of salespeople are taking home 91% of the rewards and commissions above salary. And the primary reason they outperform is they know why they must achieve beyond the budget and the bills. As I like to point out, if you don't know, you won't grow. So every sales kickoff should start with salespeople reflecting on their personal motivation and goals for sales growth beyond the budget and beyond the bills. Now, once we've made that link, it's important to reflect on where the growth is most likely to come from. You see, a great tool for considering this is the Ansoff matrix, considering the 4 key sources of sales revenue. Source 1 is selling more of the same to existing customers. Salespeople should consider how much revenue is likely to be achieved simply by retaining customers. And if this is a large percentage of the desired annual revenue, then the amount of retention activity in your sales growth plan should reflect that. Source 2 is all about meeting more of your current customers' needs. You see, as an example, if you're a mortgage broker that does not take care of customers' say personal loans, insurance and equipment finance, this could represent a great opportunity for growth in both your customer relationships and your sales. Now, if this is a big opportunity, then spending time with existing customers, more depth in your needs analysis, and systematically engaging all your existing customers will be a very important part of your growth strategy. Source 3, all about new business prospecting. The research suggests that the average salesperson is only having 3 to 4 meaningful new prospect conversations a month and only bringing on 4 new meaningful customers a year. Now, those are scarily bad conversion rates, but this also suggests that most salespeople need to be prospecting more. And before you start blaming marketing, I want to remind you that if your why is big enough, you'll take personal responsibility for the number of prospective customers that you're speaking to each week. Now, if this is where you need a big percentage of your sales growth to come from, then prospecting activity and a disciplined approach to getting it done needs to be a big part of your sales growth strategy. Now, just for completeness, source 4 of sales growth is selling new or non-core products and services to brand new customers and markets. But unless you're about to release a new product into a completely new market, this is very unlikely to be an important source of sales growth. If it is, new business prospecting will still be a major part of your sales growth strategy. Now, having determined where the growth required to achieve your goals is going to come from, it's time to do a little bit of thinking around what activity is most likely to enable you to achieve your goals as efficiently and effectively as possible. Now, there are a multitude of ways to retain and grow existing customers, and the same goes for securing new customers. But before you charge off into a frenzy of activity, it's important to consider which of those is most likely to work best for you, your target market, and the solution you sell. Now, I'll get the team to include a tool that's going to help you consider all the potential activities you could be engaging on for each of the sources of growth that I've just discussed. Just to wrap all of this up, the question you need to be considering to really engage in the first of the 8 must-have kick-off sales conversations is, what are my goals and what's the most probable, controllable and efficient way to achieve them? Now in the next vlog we'll consider conversation number 2, which is all about reflecting on the value to be delivered and achieved from paying more attention to the customers you've already helped. And remember, if you're doing a major kickoff, please speak to your team about having me along as a conference presenter. And if you're an individual salesperson, or maybe you have a small team that doesn't have its own kickoff conference, please come to our sales kickoff event on February the 12th. All the details are on the website, and there's even a competition to win over $12,000 worth of sales training. Now, here's to a better sales life and a better kickoff for you and your people. Thanks so much for watching that video, and I hope you found it valuable and educational and useful for your role in sales. So if you did, please share it. Remember, sharing's free and every other salesperson out there needs all the help they can get. Also, make sure you subscribe to my channel because I've got lots and lots of content coming out and plenty of content inside the channel right now ready for you to digest. Enjoy, and remember, sales is meant to be fun. If it's not, you need to change the way that you're doing it.